Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing great. So, in the last session, we have started our new political science chapter, that is unity in diversity. What does unity in diversity means? Means in so much diversity, their diversity or differences that are present in India, there is still one nest togetherness that is present in India, and that can be seen in the national integration. Okay, so we have studied that India is such a large country. There are so many differences, diversities present in India. It is a multicultural, multi-religion, multilingual nation, but still all the people are united. They have a feeling of motherhood, and it promotes a national integration among all them. So they have a spirit of unity in diversity. When anything happens to our nation, we all stand together. So we have also studied that every society had its own culture. The culture of society means its ideas, customs, beliefs, religions, art, dance, food habits, etc. These all are different. All the people have different types of culture. Depending upon their background to which they belong, their culture also differs. So we have also studied that there are so many types of festivals being celebrated in India. Three major types of festivals that are celebrated in India are national festivals, religious festivals, and harvest festivals. National festivals are the only festivals which are celebrated throughout the country, and it promotes a feeling of national integration among all the all the citizens of the country. As there are so many festivals being celebrated in India, so these festivals are totally incomplete without dance and music. That is why in India have a long history of dance and music. In early time, people used dance to entertain themselves and sometimes to tell the stories through dance. Yeah, dance and music are two important aspects of culture. In India, there are two major kinds of dances and music that are present, that are classical and folk. The classical dance such as Bharatnatyam is popular in Tamil Nadu, Kathakali is popular in Kerala, Kathak in North India, Kuchipudi in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, Manipuri in Manipur, Odissi in Odisha. So these are certain classical dances, example of classical dances. Most of these dances, they tell the stories from our two religious epic books, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. So these dances are done to depict this drama, to depict the story of Ramayana and Mahabharata. Through these dance forms, they used to depict the scenes of Ramayana and Mahabharata. So these are the type of a religious dances that they perform. Okay. So these are the examples of certain classical dances you can see in the images. So these are Kathakali, Kathak in North India, Kuchipudi. So these are classical dances that are performed to depict religious scenes from the two epic Ramayana and Mahabharata. Then comes the folk dance. In ancient times, stories were also told. Stories which have certain moral, valuable lesson, which teach you certain valuable lesson, moral stories. They were told, they were expressed, or they were performed through song, dance, and drama. Basically, they are the mixture that consists of certain acting, that consists of certain songs, certain dance. Like our movies, you see our movies consist of what? They consist of drama, they consist of dance, they consist of song also. So these are also done in ancient time. So these all mixture of song, dance and drama is called the art of folk theater. So these folk dances are performed to tell certain stories which have a moral lesson. These folk dances are based on seasons. Bhangra, you see, is a very popular folk dance from Punjab, Garba from Gujarat, Chau from Jharkhand and Odisha, Ghumar from Rajasthan, Lavani is a very popular folk dance from Maharashtra, and Bihu from Assam are popular, some of the popular example of folk dances that are present in India. So in India, since we have so many festivals and celebrations virtually celebrated every day, and dances are performed to express joy and festivity, to express energy and enthusiasm. Since every festival is accompanied by celebration, folk dances have become an integral part of our social life. This has even added to the richness of our Indian culture, Indian beauty, Indian beautiful beauty of festivals that are being celebrated here. And the other aspect that is very important or a main part of our culture is the music, Indian music. There are two main schools of classical music that are present in India. In North India, it is called Hindustani school, and South Indian school is called Carnatic. In Indian music, we have a Gharana tradition. In Gharana tradition, students learn music from Guru by living in his house. Ancient time, the people used to learn music by living in the house of their gurus. So this is called Gharana tradition. Devotional music, religious music such as the couplets by Kabir, writings that are songs that are written, or bhajans that are written by Surdas, Kabir, Tulsidas, Mirabai. These are sung all over the country. Everybody used to sing. Even in our houses, we used to listen to their bhajans. So these are called devotional or religious music. And Indian folk music consists of traditional songs that are sung during festivals and weddings. Basically, the songs that are performed during festival celebration, folk dances are done. So they used to sing with dance. They used to sing folk songs also. So folk songs consist of the songs which are performed during festivals and weddings. Then next important part of the culture is art and sculpture. Indian art consists of variety of art forms including painting, sculpture, pottery, textile arts. Indian art always had a cultural influence as well as they have a religious influence on the people. These paintings they used to depict the culture of the people or of the religious belief of the people. So the earliest form of art that are present in India are based on the teachings of Buddha. They are the cave paintings at the Ajanta and Ellora caves that are present in Maharashtra. Miniature art is seen in Pahadi, Rajput, and Mughal paintings. In sculpture, beautiful monuments and places of worships are built. Example of sculpture are the beautiful stupas of Sanchi that were built by Emperor Ashoka and the Taj Mahal that was built by Shah Jahan. Many historical monuments that you can see, that you can visit, they have sculpture or these images engraved in historical monuments or Indian buildings. You can see these sculpture basically instruct people in the truths of Hindu, Buddhism, or Jain religion. They instruct people about the truth of these religion. They tell about the religious belief of people during that time. Through these sculpture, through these historical monuments, you can know about the religious belief of the people, the culture of the people. These all types of dances, music, art and sculpture that are present in India, they add to the richness of Indian culture. These uniqueness, these varieties that are present in Indian culture make Indian culture so popular in whole world. Our Indian culture, Indian heritage is so popular in the whole world. Now these are three homework questions. First one is what is the art of folk theatre? Give two example. You have to tell what is the art of folk theatre. Then you have to give two examples of that. Folk dances, that are the example, that example you have to give. Then what is religious music and folk music? What is the difference between the two? You have to tell that. Which are the two main, third is which are the two main schools of Indian classical music, and what is the Gharana tradition. Okay, I hope you have understood this, that how does these dance, music, art and sculpture depicts the culture of different parts of India. If you have any doubt, please write to me in the comment section. I will be answering to all your queries there. Please do all your previous assignment that I have already given to you. Thank you students for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel.